Hi, this is Eternal King here, bringing you another LOR video today. So, it's time for another community spotlight video. We're looking at the quote-unquote number one meta deck in the game, which is They Who Endure. So, I've already taken the liberty of making adjustments to this deck in terms of the way that I play as one of the top Eternal players, and I know that I run decks differently. So originally I showed you, again, you can go check out Runeterra or look at the original list. It is an Eddy card pile. I feel like this is one of the decks that is greatly improved by removing the Eddy. I showed off Action Eddy before, and I was like a big fan of Eddy in that deck because you have your tempo 6 drops that do something and they have play effects, and then the buffs actually matter on those cards specifically, and it gives Auction a little more endgame potential. In this deck, I feel like it's the opposite. They Who Endure is a card that does not need Eddy support to be better, giving him 1+. Oh, now I understand that you can sometimes roll Deathless on him, and like that's kind of the meme there. It's like gives him some Vengeance resistance, but then you could also just Vengeance and Vile him, so like it makes no difference. In most cases, you're just going to want to turbo out They Who Endure, and then when They Who Endure dies, you're going to want to play another They Who Endure. And that's the entire point of this deck, is just Ravenous Butcher is a 3 of. The original list ran this too. Allows you to turbo out They Who Endure. The Wings in the Wave, I believe this is an instant 3 of Epic. Provides you 0/1 bodies, which you can sacrifice for things, and gives you a 3/3 if you already have sacrifice fodder on the board. Curse Keeper is your sack fodder, so you kill it with Ravenous Butcher or the Wings in the Waves. Elise, creating a spider token, is great for a sack deck. Fading Icon, giving you a 0/1 and a 3/1, is great for a sack deck. Glimpse Beyond to sacrifice things. Hate Spike to sacrifice things. Vile Feast to usually ping something on the opponent's board, but occasionally to sacrifice your own stuff. Don't be afraid to vile your own things if your opponent's playing Solitaire. Death's Grasp, again, sacks your stuff. So you'll notice that there's like tons of... I added more removal because that's how I play. So again, full Hate Spike package, full Death's Grasp package, full Vile Feast package is going to give this deck a lot of interactivity while you kind of solitaire out your wincon, which you will obviously be doing. The new addition that I added is Stalking Shadows. I think Stalking Shadows is great with They Who Endure because there is a chance that you manage to hit They Who Endure with Stalking Shadows, or you get unlucky and the They Who Endure are, lower into your deck and you haven't drawn them yet. Or maybe you mulligan the way that They Who Endure because you needed a faster hand, and now you need to tutor it out again. So Stalking Shadows giving you 2 They Who Endures is just so much stronger than one of them, because again, now you're getting 2 10/10s with Overwhelm as opposed to 1 10/10 with Overwhelm. I don't think I need to justify why this card is good in this deck. One Atrocity, again, I'm always more of a fan of light on the atrocities than heavy on the atrocities. That's just how I play. The OG list ran Scuttlegeist, and I'm fine to run Scuttlegeist. It's a 5/5 that you trade into your opponent's 5/5, and then it turbos out They Who Endure. So this is a deck that I don't believe benefits from the inclusion of Eddy. It's just, people have kind of forgotten how powerful They Who Endure is, and they don't have enough confidence in the card. I have a great deal of confidence in this card. I've been playing LOR long enough to know that this card is going to be bigger than Eddy for 10 mana, but it's 6 mana. Like, it's just better, right? So yeah, just more 10/10 Overwhelms. And if we aren't, between Glimpse Beyond, Spirit Leech, and Stalking Shadows, I'm very confident that we will hit a They Who Endure. Because we are digging very fast through our deck. We're digging quite deep. We're digging fast. We're drawing 2, and then Stalking Shadows, looking at the top 4 cards of the deck, which is almost like an MTG effect, and then potentially, so going 4 deep as well after we've drawn a bunch of cards to get to that They Who Endure, potentially tutor us out an extra copy. This is old school They Who Endure. I don't think this deck needs anything else. I'm pretty confident that my version will be more reactive, and that it will get a bigger They Who Endure than, that they'll have their 6/5 Scuttlegeist, and I'm going to have my 10/10 They Who Endure. Meanwhile, their They Who Endure is going to be much smaller than mine, even if they play it. And even if it has Deathless, I'm just going to Vile it after or Hate Spike it after. So, again, this is a case of a deck where, you just Turbo, it's basically an auto level deck, but instead of running a champion that you auto level, you're running a They Who Endure that you auto level. And They Who Endure is considered leveled when he is a 10-10. Or, you know, a 12-12 or how much bigger, but usually a 10-10 is the base stats you want to be hitting by the time you play it, and you want to turbo that out as fast as possible. So yeah, this is Eternal King here, signing out. That's just bringing you a quick deck tech. I looked at the top deck, and then I made it a deck that I preferred to play, which means higher synergy, faster win con, more all-in on what the deck does well, less all-in on what the deck does badly, and, you know, more removal, like hate spikes to interact with things like your opponent's Ezreal or whatever it is the opponent's playing, you know, a Nora or whatever. So yeah, seems good. It's very much a straightforward deck. I would call it a, you know, less autopilot-y than the Eddy list. The Eddy list is going to allow you to just play things for 0 risk. This deck is slightly more risky, but it's also more powerful if you know what you're doing, which is the Eternal way, in my opinion. So yeah, this is Eternal King signing out. Make sure that you try the deck out, have some fun with it. But at the end of the day, check out my meta video and just look at like 20 decks that you could be playing right now that are good. Not just Eddy card piles, but like all sorts of things. Take care, guys.